Well, hey there, hi there, and howdy, partner. How you doing? Welcome to my channel. Got to talk about some Texas stuff today. So I got Daddy's hat. I love this hat. There's a little bit of a story. It's a little dusty. Goodness, Granny. Should have dusted the hat. There's a little bit of a story. My uncle, his oldest brother, was a DPS trooper, and he gave all the brothers uh, a DPS hat. This was originally gray, and Daddy spray painted that bad boy red just to go with his red suit and his red shoes. Okay, so enough of that silliness. I'm so glad to see you all. Thank you for coming by. We got some weirdness happening today. I still got a ton of questions from DoorKnobHead, and he seems to be obsessed with Texas. And I love you, DoorKnobHead. Thank you. I have a love-hate relationship with my state, as you all may know already, because it's a very red state. And although red is my favorite color, I tend to not vote that way anymore. Did for a long time. When you know better, you do better, right? There you go. Okay, so I've got several questions from him, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to break them down to a couple of questions, and then he's got a couple of little phrases down here. He asked me, what do you think of these phrases, or do they remind you of other phrases from Texas? Um, I'm going to do a couple of those too, and then we'll do another video for next weekend. We call this the Texas Chronicles, Granny style. That cracked me up. That cracked me up. Okay, so my sweet and adorable doorknob head, thank you for your questions. I am in the process of writing a song about you. So when that happens, that'll be just for you, my dear. And I will probably do that one as like a premiere or something so that you will come ahead of time and be there because you have to be there. It's one of those kind of jokes. Yeah, it's a location joke. You got to be there. Okay. Question number one from Doorknob Head. In Texas, does everyone ride their horse to work/school? Well, no, because everyone would be everyone. No, not everyone even has horses. Horses are a thing that a lot of people have around here. And I think Texas is one of the larger beef producers. So if you've got a ranch full of cattle, then you're going to need some horses and have to ride them horses. I personally do have also a love-hate relationship with horses. And the reason being, I have encountered horses a few times and ridden a couple of times, and every time turns out bad, really bad. The first time I was about 5 or 6, I think, and there was a girl down the street. Her name was Cherry, and she had a big black horse that I cannot remember its name for whatever reason. It was probably something stupid like Black Beauty. I don't remember. But we used to walk down to Cherry's house and she would, we'd feed the horse or pet the horse or whatever. I remember being really scared of the horse because it was huge to me. I was this little bitty, blonde hike, and here's this massive animal with really big teeth. And it didn't act like a dog, it moved its head weird, and it freaked me out. And I'm told that horses know when you're scared. They can smell it or sense it or whatever. Well, this one obviously knew. I was a little tense because it kind of really didn't want anything to do with me, which was fine because I was happy watching everybody else pet the horse. One day we decided to ride the horse. And so she puts my sister up. Sister gets up on the horse behind her, and they go riding 2 or 3 passes up and down the little pasture there, laughing, giggling, having a great old time. Then it's my turn. Well, I do remember it took me quite a bit of effort to get on the horse to begin with. I remember climbing up the fence to get on the horse. And when I sat on the horse, my little 5-year-old legs basically stuck straight out because this was a big old fat horse butt I'm sitting on, right? And so I had no real control over myself. And I've got a hold of the girl in front of me, and here we go, right? So she's just kind of walking and trotting. Well, every time the horse would take a step, my legs would bounce. And in that action, the horse thought I was kicking it, I guess, in the ass. I promise you, I was not trying to make that horse go any faster because I was scared to death. And so the horse would pick up speed and she'd slow it down, and the horse would pick up speed and she'd slow it down. And she's like, stop kicking the horse. I'm not kicking the horse. I want to get off. So I got off and chose never to ride the horse again because I didn't like that I made the horse go faster without even trying. So that was that one. Fast forward many, many, many years later, I want to say my oldest child was about a year old, 6 months, maybe a year old, somewhere within her first year, year and a half. And I was staying with my sister, and I worked at Golden Corral. Ugh. And that was back when we had to wear the purple maroon striped nun things with the hair kerchief and what all. It was horrible. Those were the ugliest things. And I weighed about 200 pounds too. So I did look like a big old garden gnome in that outfit. It was bad. Um, I was in charge of a salad bar and worked in the front line and stuff. That was back when you had to go through the line in order before you just walk in and say, hey, I want the salad I want. And there's everything on the buffet. You could order separate meals. You didn't have to have the salad bar. Uh, that was way too much information about Golden Corral. I apologize. The only reason I have to say that is because one of the fellows that worked there was this humongous Samoan dude. And when I say humongous, I don't mean the guy was fat. He was built like a brick house, like arms, guns, and just, Tasmanian devil, real wide at the shoulders, narrow at the hip, and dark. And he was adorable. I'm not going to say his name. I remember it. We'll never forget it, but I'm not going to say it. And he had some horses, and everybody was going to go out to his place after work and ride the horses. Well, I didn't get off work till like an hour after everybody else in the gang was going. And I was like, y'all don't want to go. And I go, well, you go. You come when you get off work. So I get off work. I go home. I change my clothes real fast. And I go out there. And, of course, they've already all been out there for like an hour or so, right? And I'm standing around. Can't find anybody. And look around. About that time, they all come riding in. And I see my Samoan friend, and he's on this horse. And there's this massive dude. He had to have been at least 250. Okay. I mean, he was just like a wall. He was this big old dude and super sweet, just as soft spoken, and just was an awesome guy and could cook the hell out of some steaks. I'm telling you, that was some yummy stuff. The good old days of Golden Corral when you could get a good steak. So they all come riding in and everybody hops off their horses and we're all talking for a few minutes and they're like, well, you need to go ride. You haven't ridden yet. And I'm like, well, if y'all are all going to go with me, let's go. Oh, no, we're going to stay here, but you can go ahead. Well, that scared me immediately because I already was like, I don't really know how to ride a horse. I've not ever ridden a horse before. So someone's going to have to help me figure out how to drive. How do you drive the thing? What do you do? And so they put me up on the horse. The same horse that my large Samoan friend had just been on for like an hour. So I'm already feeling sad for this horse because he's done been toting this big old dude around for an hour. Now he's got my fat ass sitting on him. And so the horse is like not happy because I know it can tell that I'm really, really tense. Not like about to piss myself or anything, but really, really tense because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm just really scared. And so I sit there and he says, do this, do that. And I do this and the horse just stands there like it won't respond to anything I'm doing. And so my large Samoan friend decides to hop on the back of the horse with me to get the horse to cooperate. And that was a really bad idea because I'm pretty sure this horse was done for the day. He was done toting fat people around and getting him ready to go in the barn and eat hay and do whatever it is that horses do when they're freaking tired. And so as soon as that extra a couple of 100 pounds got jumped on his back, he decided to start bucking. And I mean real bucking, like bucking, okay, bucking. Well, it took about one buck and my friend bailed off the back, just jumps off because he's a horse person. He knows how to do that, right? I'm holding on. I've got the reins and I've got the horn of the saddle and I'm holding on for dear life and I'm screaming, oh my God, make it stop. And I'm screaming and I'm crying. And I happen to look just to my right and I see everybody sitting on the fence, laughing their asses off at Fat Girl on the Horse. And I'm like, I'm going to die. And about that hot time, the horse takes off running straight for the fence. I'm like, why is he going for the fence? Oh my God, he's not going to jump over the fence, is he? And all this is going on really, really fast because the horse is bucking and I'm screaming and it's all going really fast. And I see this other horse is tied to the fence. Like he's got the rope and there's this horse. And my horse decides to run under the other horse's neck, like head down, and just took off under him like this. So the other horse hits me and knocks me smooth off the back, boom, right on my big fat hiney, which is probably the least fattest thing on my body. All my chubs go other places. I have no junk in my trunk. Landed flat on my ass. Everybody is just, ha, 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 so freaking funny. Because fat girl hit the dirt. Y'all know how funny it is when those chunky folks go down, right? I get it. I laugh too. I can't say I don't because I do. It's funny. Gravity takes over and it give you the giggles. Anyway, so that was the day I swore to never, ever, ever ride another horse. And I haven't. I have since been around horses and have petted them and such, and they still make me very nervous because they're still just so big, and I'm just not accustomed to them. Even being from Texas, I'm not accustomed to horses. You can see them everywhere you go. Drive down the road here more than about 10 miles, and there's somebody with a horse in the yard, you know. So, yeah, there's that. So that's my funny horse story for the day. I think that was a lot of fun. Uh, oh my, let's see. Let's go to question number 2. Why does everyone in Texas seemingly act like their state is the best? Is there indoctrination of some sort going on? Why, yes, Doorknobhead, there is. I promise. There's lots of indoctrination that goes on in Texas, not just the religious kind. That kind of goes along the lines of I used to vote more red than I do now, and that's because, you know, you do what your mommy and daddy did and what you learned growing up, and you are indoctrinated into being Southern. Like it has its own thing. We have our own set of, I mean, you can tell we got our own speech patterns and stuff, but something about Texas. I think everybody down here has the really big head because, like, at one point, Texas was its own country before we joined the United States. Like, whoopty freaking do. I still don't get the whole. There are people here who want to secede from the United States and be their own country again. Like, y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. So just stop being stupid because that's not fixing to happen. That's just the dumbest thing I ever heard of. Yeah, no, we have to stay in Texas. Stay in the United States. There's not going to be no Texit. Y'all just forget about it. Ain't happening. We do act like our state is the best, and I do think my state is the best, but not for the same reasons that some of the indoctrination might bring you. What I like most about Texas is whatever type of habitat, landscape, environment you want, you can find here. We have beach, we have desert, we have forests, we have mountains, rivers, lakes. I mean, we've desert, we've got everything from tumbleweeds to pine trees. We've got it all in Texas. A couple of the other questions are like, is it just a hot desert there? Nope. There we do have some hot desert in Texas if you go really out west. And we do have some mountains if you go up north. And we got beach down south and all the piney woods here in East Texas. It's like Sam Houston State, what do they call it? Sam Houston something or other Memorial Forest Reserve or whatever is right out here just down from me. So it's lots of trees and lots of deer and critters and stuff. It's the country where I live. So I'm close to the city. I'm only a few hours from Houston, so I'm not too far from the city. I can get there if I need to. Does it snow? Yeah, it does snow in Texas, usually up north and west of here. Like Panhandle gets lots of snow. It gets really dang cold up there, but that's almost Oklahoma because it's stuck in like that. Yeah, that was my interpretation of a map. But yeah, we have snow. We have blazing, deadly heat. Most of the outdoor places like amusement parks, zoos, things like that here have what they call cooling stations or cooling areas or indoor areas that are air conditioned because it gets real damn hot down here. We're getting there. Spring, it was chilly today. I'm not happy about that, but It's beautiful. The sun is out and warming up the earth for me because summer's coming and I can't wait. I love summer. Yes, the heat does beat me, doorknob, occasionally. I don't tolerate it as well as I used to, but I still will tolerate it better than any other cold. I would rather be sweaty than shivery any day because I can't deal with being cold. There's no way to get warm once I get cold. Does Granny own a gun? Yes, I do. There actually are several in my home. Only one of them is mine. It's a tiny little thing that was my mother's, and I keep it put away. I don't think I've ever even tried to shoot it. I don't really like guns. They make me nervous, make too much noise, and I'm always afraid there's gonna, they're to me just an accident waiting to happen to some fool like me who don't know how to use one properly. So, if you're gonna have one, at least know how to use it, I should say. I suppose that's good. Okay, I'm gonna save some of these other questions. And let me go down here. It says, what do you think of these phrases? You don't just move to Texas, it moves into you. Well, now that's possibly true. Because technically I was born in California. I was not born in Texas. And I got here when I was about 3. Now my parents are Texans, all my family are Texans, everybody's from Texas. So it was genetically in me, I think, if that's a thing. Brody, stop scratching. So I think Texas gets into you. A lot of people come down here for the winters. We call them the snowbirds. They come down from the northern parts and spend the summer or spend the winter down here because it's cold up there. And if I was going to live anywhere else, I would probably be a Texas snowbird and come down here for the winters because we had a pretty mild winter this year. We didn't even get any ice that I know of. Maybe a little bit of frost a couple of times. We snow here in my neck of the woods maybe once every 5 years or so if it gets really cold. And with the climate changing, who knows what's coming. The weather's been weird here for a while. Mostly it's pretty predictable. When you get to the summertime, it's hot all freaking day, and it's so damn hot all day long that it creates thunderstorms in the afternoons just from the daytime heating pushing all the air up and stuff. So we get a lot of rain, but it's not, all it really does is make things steamier. It's not a cooling, refreshing type rain. It's so hot I'm going to explode kind of feeling. So yeah, we got a lot of humidity here and where I'm at. I'm just close enough to the coast that I get a lot of that too. And I live on a lake, so there's that added moisture in the air. Let's see, what else have we got here? I've lost my place. I'm looking at this long list. You don't move to Texas, it moves into you. I said that already. Number 2, you may all go to hell and I will go to Texas. Well, guess what? I'm already in Texas and there's no hell, so I'm pretty safe. It gets hotter than hell down here. That's for damn sure. If hell was a real place, it would be like eternal fire here in Texas. For sure. Oh, I think Texans have more fun than the rest of the world. Well, I don't know about that. There's some fun stuff that goes on around here, but yeah, I don't know that we have more fun. We're friendly people. There's a lot more friendly people down here than you would think. I know the media portrays us as all a bunch of dumb rednecks who, don't really care about anybody, but there are more folks like me down here than folks like that. Those are just the ones that make the most noise and sell the most newspapers and those are the ones that always end up on camera, which I don't understand, and it's so frustrating. Why do you always, newscasters in Texas, why do you always find the stupid, most illiterate sounding person to get, a statement from? I guess maybe they're everywhere, and that's just who happened to be a witness. But at the same time, they always pick out, the dumbest one in the crowd who wants to sound like they didn't even get out of 3rd grade. By the way, I'm passing 3rd grade, so we're doing great. Again. Let's see. You can take the girl out of Texas, but not the Texas out of the girl. That's true. Texas kind of has its own state of mind. Things are bigger here. They really are. If someone's going to do it in Texas, they're going to try to do it bigger than everybody else. There is a massive big screen TV now at the Texas Motor Speedway they call Big Hoss, and it's supposedly like the biggest one in the world or something. I don't even know. But it is absurdly large. It is the biggest screen I have ever seen. So you can see it all the way across the speedway, and they got the back of it all lit up red, white, and blue, which is kind of cool. So that's some Texas stuff. What do you think? Did I do too many? I don't know. I haven't even looked to see what time. I'm looking at the questions, and I've been going 20 minutes. I need to stop now. All right, I'm going to save some of these other ones for later, after a while, tomorrow, next week, whenever I get around to it. And oh, my little flamingo earrings are a little wonky today, but I love them. They're looking at me because they love me. Oh my goodness. You guys take care of yourself. I hope this video finds you well and safe and happy, and hang in there, my friends. I love you to the moon and back. Peace. Subscribe, like, share.